Hi guys, welcome back to another music lesson. Let's start off with a warm-up, and I'm using the Chrome Music Lab from one of the previous videos that I showed you to give myself a rhythm to work to for a while. So let's start with a handshake. Come on, get them really wiggling. Get some movement in there. Up, high. And down, out to the side, out in front. Lovely. Now let's put a shoulder roll in. We're going to start with one side. And the other side. Beautiful. And both together. Super. We're going to put a head roll in. Make sure you do this gently because you don't want to hurt your neck. So we're going to just roll it forward slowly. And to the other side. Feel the stretch along your neck there. And back. Along the front there to the other side. And feel that stretch there. And again. Lovely. Right, now let's give our face a little bit of a rub. So give your cheekbones a rub. And along the jaw at the back, along by the side of your ear. And then along your jawline, a bit of rub. Good. And then up through your nose, past your nose, and your forehead. And up to the top by your hairline. And back down around the edge. Lovely. Okay, now what I want you to do is pretend you've got a toffee in your mouth and we're going to chew it like it's a really hard piece of toffee, okay? So here we go, I'm going to put the toffee in my mouth and I'm going to chew. Great. Now I'm going to give a great big yawn, so I want to see right the way down the back of your throat. Ready? Oh. One more. Oh. Lovely. Well done. Let's do some breathing now. We're going to breathe in for 4, we're going to hold for 4, and then we're going to let it out over 10 beats. Okay, are you ready? And breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. I might have caught you by surprise there. Let's do that one again for 10. Are you ready? Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Super. Let's go for 20. Are you ready? And breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Very good. Okay, shake it all out. Give your whole body a shake. Beautiful. And we're ready to sing a little song. I'm going to teach you a little song and it's called Digging the Garden. So I'll sing the first section to you and then we'll break it down into phrases and then we'll learn it together. Alright, so just listen for now. A little patch of brown soil waiting in the garden needs a bit of art, all there's some work to be done. So that's the first section, okay? So now I'm going to sing a phrase and you're going to sing it back. A little patch of brown soil, a little patch of brown soil, waiting in the garden, waiting in the garden, needs a bit of art, all needs a bit of art, all there's some work to be done, there's some work to be done. How did you get on with that? Did you manage to keep up with me? Let's do it again. We'll do it call and echo again, so I'll sing and then you sing it, and we'll see how we get on. Are you ready? I'm going to go first. A little patch of brown soil, a little patch of brown soil, waiting in the garden, waiting in the garden, needs a bit of art all, needs a bit of art all, there's some work to be done, there's some work to be done. Great. Should we do that again? I'll sing it first and you copy. A little patch of brown soil, waiting in the garden. Your turn. A little patch of brown soil, waiting in the garden. Lovely. And I'm going to sing the next two phrases and then you can copy me. And the words are, needs a bit of our toil. Toil is another word for work. All right? So, needs a bit of our toil, there's some work to be done. Needs a bit of our toil, there's some work to be done. Great. How did you get on? Super. Right now. Next bit goes, digging the garden, digging the garden, digging the garden, there's some work to be done. Okay, so we sing the same phrase 3 times, but they change pitch each time. Alright, so digging the garden is the words we're looking for. I will sing it, you sing it back at me. Digging the garden. Your turn. And then the next phrase starts slightly lower. Digging the garden. Your turn. My turn. Goes back up again. Digging the garden. And then the final phrase. There's some work to be done. Your turn. There's some work to be done. Right, so let's try all of that second section. Digging the garden, digging the garden, digging the garden. There's some work to be done. Are you ready? After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Digging the garden. 1, 2, 3, 4. Digging the garden. 1, 2, 3, 4. Digging the garden. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's some work to be done. 2, 3, 4. Let's try that again. Are you ready? After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Digging the garden. 2, 3, 4. Digging the garden. 1, 2, 3, 4. Digging the garden. 2, 3, 4. There's some work to be done. 2, 3, 4. Digging the garden. 1, 2, 3, 4. Digging the garden. 1, 2, 3, 4. Digging the garden. 2, 3, 4. There's some work to be done. Let's sing the first and second section together. See if you can remember the words. A little patch of brown soil, waiting in the garden, needs a bit of our toil, there's some work to be done. Alright, after 3. 1, 2, 3. A little patch of brown soil, waiting in the garden, needs a bit of our toil, there's some work to be done. Digging the garden, digging the garden, digging the garden, there's some work to be done. Now we're going to do the third section. And the words are clearing the ground, pulling the weeds, rake it nice and flat. That means putting a fork, it was like a fork through it, and it breaks up all the big lumps and leaves you nice, smooth, flat soil to plant in. Then it's sowing all the seeds, water the ground, pulling the weeds, because the weeds keep popping up. Soon the seeds will sprout and grow a plant for all to see. So it's a whole process of growing a plant from a tiny seed. So it goes like this. Clearing the ground. Give that a go for me. And clearing the ground. Next line. Pulling the weeds. Your turn. Pulling the weeds. My turn. Rake it nice and flat. Your turn. Rake it nice and flat. My turn. Sowing all the seeds. Your turn. Good. Let's do those four lines again. 3, 4. Clearing the ground. Clearing the ground. Pulling the weeds. Your turn. Pulling the weeds. My turn. Rake it nice and flat. Your turn. Rake it nice and flat. My turn. Sowing all the seeds. Sowing all the seeds. But we haven't finished. We've got another set of lines to do. Then we've got water the ground. Your turn. Water the ground. My turn. Pulling the weeds. Your turn. Pulling the weeds. My turn. Soon the seeds will sprout. My turn. Your turn. Soon the seeds will sprout and grow a plant for all to see. Your turn. And grow a plant for all to see. Just be careful of that last little note because it doesn't land where you think it's going to. And grow a plant for all to see. A nice little chord in there. Good. Now, let's try the whole of that section again. The words will come up on the screen to help you out a little bit. Okay, here we go. 3, 4. Clearing the ground. Pulling the weeds. Rake it nice and flat. Sowing all the seeds. Water the ground. Pulling the weeds. Soon the seeds will sprout and grow a plant for all to see. How did you get on? Run that little bit of the video a few times so you get the hang of that. Lovely. So what we need to do is we need to put all 3 sections together.
A little patch of brown soil waiting in the garden needs a bit of our toil, there's some work to be done. Dig in the garden, dig in the garden, dig in the garden, there's some work to be done. Clearing the ground, pulling the weeds, rake it nice and flat, sowing all the seeds, water the ground, pulling the weeds. Soon the seeds will sprout and grow a plant for all to see. A little patch of brown soil waiting in the garden needs a bit of our toil, there's some work to be done. Dig in the garden, dig in the garden, dig in the garden, there's some work to be done. Dig in the garden, dig in the garden, dig in the garden, there's some work to be done. Clearing the ground, pulling the weeds, rake it nice and flat, sowing all the seeds, water the ground, pulling the weeds. Soon the seeds will sprout and grow a plant for all to see. A little patch of brown soil waiting in the garden needs a bit of our toil, there's some work to be done. Dig in the garden, dig in the garden, dig in the garden, there's some work to be done. Dig in the garden, dig in the garden, dig in the garden, there's some work to be done. Dig in the garden, dig in the garden, dig in the garden, there's some work to be done. There's some work to be done.
Nice to see you. Take care. See you soon. Bye.